the experiments that the government were doing in the early 1900s regarding your mind, the power of the mind, and what you can do. And then the government saw all of this and was like, "Yo, yeah, we gotta hide this bullshit." Like, shit. What if we just had Raheem, regular Raheem, fucking being able to send some goddamn power to fucking Jamal 6,000 miles away? Nah, we can't fucking have that. We can't do that. So we gotta put this shit away. And that was all not just for brothers. That was for the masses. They can't control the masses if you're fully empowered. So they had to hide all this. But what we're seeing here on the screen was the experiment where they had this guy here in a room, and this guy was not even in the same town. He was in another town, and this dude sent him some love healing energy. And this is what they recorded. This is not a cartoon. This is not a drawing. This is a computer image of what was going on. This is the image. This is the energy bolt that shot out of this person, and it's going into this person. You can see it moving towards this person who's not even in the same town as this person. So they were actually able to physically and tangibly record this. So we have evidence of your body being able to send energy to someone else, which is crazy in itself. But well, it's not crazy, but it's crazy from what they try to tell you can do today. So let's get back on with this, because there's a lot more stuff in here. We're gonna kind of watch. We're gonna watch most of the end, because there's some stuff they get into about finding your soulmate and all that stuff. We can skip past that, but for the most part, we want to see the rest of the experiment. So here we go. Brother.
And look at the shape of that too. How far away?
And I am absolutely sure that really effective communication comes between people who are...
With a team of researchers in Slovenia. So here we see that you've got the person who is sending energy. This is the right side, is sending of energy, and on this side is the receiving of energy. So from the right side, when you talk about, because the emotional heart is on the right, it is sending. So there is a little burst, and of course these bursts are captured,
and it's separate from the body. It's leaving. This burst is leaving the body.
Indeed.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the receiver is receiving it. And look at the shape of that too.
How far away are they physically from each other during these?
2 buildings.
2 buildings?
2 buildings.
So this burst of energy traveled 2 buildings and went to
this person who was the receiver.
And this is documented scientifically as biophoton emissions.
Yes, yes.
If we attempt to send someone we are tuned into a message with our mind, will they hear it? Will they receive it?
Protocol where we have instruments on both people, both sender and receiver, and they physically situated in different places, and it may be in different places in Moscow, it may be in different places in Moscow and St. Petersburg, or Moscow to St. Petersburg, or Himalaya to Moscow, Nepal to Moscow, Venezuela to Moscow. So we did a lot of experiments of this. In any situation, we have time that is related to astronomical time, and it's all now possible by GPS to correlate all this. And we were able, and we are measuring moment of sending emotion, because we are sending not images, not some pictures, not letters, but we are sending emotions. And the aim to detect those emotions on the other end. So we are measuring sending and response from biophysical measurements. This is electrophotonics. And
now, really quick, I just want you guys to see, just get this image in your mind right now. These are two Caucasian Russians in a damn tent out in the middle of nowhere doing mind experiments. Experiments of the mind, of mind power. Funded by someone. Privately funded by someone, meaning somebody with money has interest in knowing the power of your mind. And the reason I said this now, I want to know, can somebody name me some melanated scientists doing this? Back to this. So I just want you guys to see. They're doing these experiments. We are not. just, and this is done a long time ago. This is not even done within the last, 10, 15 years. This is done about almost 20 years ago. They was doing this. Just so y'all want y'all to understand. Just these cats. It was close to 20 years old. That when they convened that convention, somebody mute your phone in the background, whoever's typing. When they did that convention, that was around when what's his name? Albert Einstein was alive. So just to let you guys know how long they've been studying this stuff, how far behind niggas are, and how much time you don't have to waste. So back to it.
Balancing platform. So we can really detect the moments of sending and receiving. And in all our experiments, we demonstrate that it is no time shift.
Not zero.
Zero.
Instantaneous action.
Absolutely instantaneous effect.
So, did you guys, because I paused it, so did you guys understand what he was saying about the experiment they did?
I missed it, bro.
He basically said that when they sent that energy, they weren't sending, nothing tangible. They were sending energy to energy from one person to another. And they said that it was instantaneous. Like there was no time that it took for the energy to travel from one person to the other person. It was literally once he thought it, the other person received it instantaneously. Bam.
Damn. So it's thought faster than the speed of light?
We're about to get into that.
Damn.
As new science builds a strong case for mental telepathy that is faster than the speed of light, how will this instantaneous communication at a distance change our views and knowledge about how powerful each and every one of us really is?
That after all our experiments of telepathy, it became clear. In principle, you can contact any person in the world. If you can attune yourself to this particular person.
What did he just say? Did y'all hear what he said? I better be listening, man. This is,
If you connect yourself to this particular person, and I'm assuming that he's talking by way of the mind.
No, what he said, the exact phrase of what he said. What did he say? What was the exact phrase of what he said? Because everything with the whole statement, what he said is all important.
Sounds like a rewind is in order.
Y'all with that bullshit. All right, here we go.
That after all our experiments of telepathy, it became clear. In principle, you can contact any person in the world. If you can attune yourself to this particular person.
Oh, you can contact anyone if you can attune yourself to that person.
You can contact anyone in the world if you can tune to that person. Or if both of you guys tune to each other. What is that called? What have we been talking about?
Frequency, right?
Telepathy.
But more so on the grander scale. If I'm sending energy to you and you're sending energy back, what is that called?
Communication.
That's more like building.
On the base scale. That's communication. That's what we would call it. But what is it actually, scientifically? What is it? If we're sending energy back and forth, or if I send energy from one place to another, electricity, what is that called? Come on, y'all. This is class number 8.
Man.
Y'all should be getting this in your DNA now. I'm sending y'all classes. Y'all should have been watching them.
Is it the synapse stuff you was talking about?
Well, it has to do with that as well. What is all that? When energy is
Oh, a
flowing,
network. It's like a network.
what is the network doing? What does your melanin do?
It's a conductor.
Oh, say the word again.
Conductor.
Again.
Conductor.
Right. So if I'm now, what's the 2 type of conductivity? 2 types of conductivity.
Semi,
super,
and
superconductor.
Super, yeah.
Right. Now, what kind of conductivity is he talking about?
Semi, because he ain't carbonated.
No, he's not talking about him. He's not talking about himself specifically. He's talking about in general.
Okay.
So what kind of conductivity is he talking about?
Super.
Excuse me?
Super.
Speak up. Don't be scared. Speak up. Super. Why is it super?
Because it's instantaneous.
Bam. Instantaneous, without loss of energy. Also, because when 2 points tune to the same frequency, that's when the energy flows between them at no loss.
Oh, is that why both parties kind of have to be aware of it? Because they wouldn't be on the same frequency otherwise?
Yes.
Got you.
Now you can tune yourself to someone. You can tune yourself to someone and they're not do it consciously, and you can send them and they may receive certain images and messages that would be more semi-conductivity. Right? When you want to talk to somebody and you're thinking about them and they get a picture in their mind and they call you, you're conducting. You're sending that person messages, but they don't get everything that you send, but they get little pieces here and there. And they're like, "Yeah, what's happening?" And they're like, "Yeah, I was just thinking about you." You're conducting. I do that with my mom all the time. Me and my mother got the weirdest relationship. We don't talk a lot because I'm just not a person to talk. But it's funny when I call my mom or she calls me, it's because we've been thinking about each other that day, either that hour or the day before. All the time.
This sounds like some scientific voodoo, Kev.
But that's how it goes down. So conductivity, what we're getting into, superconductivity is the heightened goal, meaning 2 points resonating at the same frequency where energy can flow back and forth.